Good evening, all. Today, let us study Unit 3 of Export Marketing, that's Export Finance. In this unit, we are going to study the following contents: methods of payment in export marketing, procedure to open a letter of credit, types and benefits of counter trade. So, let us study what are the normal methods of payment that are followed in export trade. So, there are few standard ways of payment methods in export and import trade, the international trade market. One is clean payment. The other one is collection of bills. And the third one is consignment. And the fourth one is letters of credit. Now, what is this clean payment? In this clean payment, all shipping documents, including title documents, are directly handed over between the trading partners. Here, exporter and the importer. Now, normally, whenever a payment is made for an export, bankers are involved. Now, in this case of clean payment method, the role of bank is limited to the clearing amounts as required. Clean payment method offers relatively a cheap and a complicated method of payment for both importers and exporters. There are basically two types of clean payment. One is advance payment, where the exporter will get or will receive the amount from the importer. Rarely it happens. Importer should trust the exporter, then he can say go for clean payment. That is advance payment. The other one is open account. Now in this, exporter trusts the importer, so importer is more trusted. So here there will be open account. As soon as the goods are sent, the importer will make the payment, and even if importer does not make the payment, exporter will wait. But the main drawback of open account is exporter assumes all the risk while the importer gets the advantages over the delay in the use of company's cash resources, and is also not responsible for the risk associated with the goods. So this method of payment is not normally followed by exporter as well as importer. So nowadays there is a payment that is made through the collection of bills, and there are certain uniform rules for collections published by International Chambers of Commerce, that is ICC, and is followed more than 90% of the world's bank. Now here the exporter assumes, or he handles, or he handovers all his work of collecting payment to his banks, and he submit all the documents to the bank, and he give necessary instructions concerning the release of this document to the importer. Now it is considered as one of the very cost effective methods of evidencing. So there are two methods. In that, one is called as documents against payment, it is called as DP, and the other one is called as documents against acceptance, normally DA. Now normally what happens in an export marketing or export business? So whenever the exporter gets the order from the importer for the goods, exporter will make all the necessary steps, or he'll take all the necessary steps to deliver the goods to the importer. Say for example, he is supposed to deliver the goods through a ship. Then he will make all the arrangement. He will produce the goods, he'll pack the goods, he will transfer the goods to the port, he will do all the customs formalities to be done, then he will load the goods into the ship. Now from the ship, he gets a document of proof, that is called as what? Bill of lading. Normally, captain of the ship, he will actually, give a receipt for receiving the goods on board the ship, and that will be taken to the shipping company, and the shipping company will give a bill called as bill of lading. Now, this bill of lading is an important document. This bill of lading should be produced when the ship reaches the importer's port. So, as soon as the work is done, what the exporter does, he will take all his documents like shipping bill, bill of lading, and his invoice. Invoice means what? Invoice is the receipt, right? Or sorry, invoice is the actual bill for the goods, and he will go to his banker and he will submit this document to the banker, and he will give the instructions to his banker to send these bills along with the documents to the importer's bank. So importer's bank will hand over that documents to the importer. Now it will be done in two things. One is documents against payment. It is popularly called as DP. Now exporter will give the documents to his bank. His banker will send it to the importer's bank, and importer's bank will release that document to the importer only when the payment has been done. Very simple. Ship may take 1 month or 2 months to reach the importer's port. That much time he will get. He will first make the payment and take that documents. In that document, one of the document is bill of lading. He will take it to the port and he will collect the goods by showing that bill. That's all. So now the exporter will get the payment for his work done. Now another way is documents against acceptance. Now what is this exactly? Now in this case, documents are released to the importer only against acceptance of a draft. What does it mean? The thing is that as soon as the documents reaches to the importer's bank will call the importer saying that your document have come. The importer will go there. He need not make the payment. He just say that accepted. I'll make the payment as per the conditions. That's all. Afterwards, there may be a time of a bill of exchange may be drawn for 1 or 2 months, and he is going to make the payment later. So DP is always a favorite of exporter. DA is always a favorite of importer. Now this is the second payment where there is no open account is followed. And the third method is called as what? Consignment. Now in this account, the payment is sent to the exporter only after the goods are sold by the foreign distributor to the end customer. What does it mean? Here the goods will be reaching to the importer. Actually, is a foreign distributor. He will sell the goods and he will make, you can say, the payment. This is methods of payment under a consignment. Now, there is one method which is popularly, you can say, followed by almost all the importer and exporter, called as letter of credit or documentary credit. Now, what is this exactly? Now, especially whenever bills are actually exchanged and all, there comes a complications. Now, exporter and importer actually wait for what? Wait for a guarantor. Now, in this case, importer will get a credit period, but exporter, you can say, will get a guarantee from the importer's bank. Now, here, the importer's bank will give a written undertaking that if the bill is submitted, then the importer's bank will make the payment. Okay. So here, there are various parties to the letter of credit. First one is the applicant. Now, the applicant is the one who actually requests for letter of credit. Here, the importer is the applicant. He will apply to his banker. Now, who is the beneficiary? Beneficiary is the one who gets the benefit of that bill. In this case, the exporter, he will get the benefit. There will be an issuing bank, the bank that creates or issues the letter of credit at the request of the applicant. And this is the importer's bank. And there will be a negotiating bank that works as a, you can say, beneficiary of the exporter, right? And there may be one more bank called as what? Confirming bank that guarantees the payment to the, I can say, guarantees the payment of letter of credit. So there may be other parties like intermediary, advising bank, freight forwarder, shipper, legal counsel, everything. Now this is how exactly the letter of credit works. Now basically we are discussing about the method of payment, right? Exporter and importer. Now if you look into the left hand corner, there is an exporter and there is an importer, right? Now exporter and importer agree into a contract. That is the first step. Now, as soon as the exporter agrees into the contract, he will ask the importer, provide me a letter of credit, who will be a banker who will be guaranteeing that you will make the payment for my goods, right? Now, the importer, he will apply for a LC, and that bank is called as what? The issuing bank. Now, this is actually importer's bank, right? Now, as soon as the importer requests the issuing bank, obviously, they will ask for some deposit, then they will issue a letter of credit. And this letter of credit directly does not come to the exporter. This will go to the advising bank, that is actually exporter's bank or the confirming bank. Now, the confirming bank, they will verify this LC and they will check whether the LC is a proper one or not, and they will send it to the exporter. Now, four parties, one is exporter, his bank is called as advising bank. Another one is importer, his bank is called as what? Issuing bank. As soon as exporter and the importer agrees to a contractor, where exporter agrees to sell the goods, importer agrees to buy the goods on a particular amount. So exporter will request the importer to give a LC. Importer will ask the issuing bank, that is importer's bank, he applies for a LC. That issuing bank will prepare the LC. They will send it to the exporter's bank. Exporter's bank verifies and give it to the exporter, right? Then the next step, 4 steps are done. Next step is what? Goods are shipped. It means exporter will ship the goods to the importer, right? Then as soon as the goods are shipped, he will send the documents to his bank, advising bank. I hope you understand. He will ship the goods, he will put the goods on the ship, and he will send all the documents, whatever we are discussed, na, bill of lading or his bill, everything, he will send it to his bank. Now, his bank will forward all the documents to the issuing bank, right? And the issuing bank verifies all the documents and send it to the importers, right? This is the process flow or letter of credit process flow. I hope you understood this, right? So the next payment, normally in an international market, the method of payment that is used is letter of credit. So these are the steps: issuance of LC, then the shipping of goods, providing documents, right? Settlement of the payment. So there are various types of LCs are there. One is called as transferable LC. The other one is called as what? Non-transferable LC, which cannot be transferred. Revocable LC means which can be cancelled at any time. Irrevocable LC means which cannot be cancelled. There are confirmed LC, but confirmed by a bank. Unconfirmed LC, which is not confirmed by any of the bank. There is revolving LC, back-to-back LC, right? Red clause LC, which is written in red clause, means red ink, where the exporter can get a loan, and green clause, there is also made for this. There are so many types of LC. This is how the LC looks like. Okay. So now procedure for opening a LC we can discuss later on. I'll stop here, and I hope the letter of credit is clear for you, so that you will, you can say, understand the procedures also, right, to open a LC, right? Shall I stop it? Thank you very much for your patience hearing.